Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Tuesday, June 8, 2021. Fox report. Mixed city of Arabs and Jews remains on edge after violence. Israeli security forces guard the streets of Lod, weeks after rioters torched patrol cars, synagogues, and homes. Attackers who killed an Arab and a Jewish resident are still at large, and a mayor whom some blame for setting the stage for some of the worst domestic unrest in Israeli history remains in office. Israel and Hamas reached a truce 2 weeks ago to end 11 days of fighting in the Gaza Strip.
CNN report. Salvadoran woman freed from jail after 30-year abortion sentence. A Salvadoran woman who had served nearly a third of her 30-year prison sentence on charges of terminating her pregnancy and violating El Salvador's harsh abortion ban was released on Monday, activists said. Sarah Rogel was arrested in October 2012 after going to a hospital with bleeding injuries caused by what she said was a fall while carrying out chores at home. Then a 22-year-old student, Rogel, was prosecuted and sentenced for killing her unborn daughter.
Deutsche Welle report. Israel parliament sets date for new government vote. Israel's parliament will vote on Sunday on approving a new government, Israel's Army radio said on Tuesday, quoting parliamentary speaker Yariv Levin. If it wins the vote, the coalition government will be sworn in on the same day, spelling the end of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's 12 consecutive years in power. A total of 8 parties have struck a deal to displace the longtime leader. The unlikely coalition is made up of 3 right-wing, 2 centrist and 2 left-wing parties, along with the Arab Islamic Conservative Party, United Arab List, UAL.
Al Jazeera report. China warns U.S. against trade deal with Taiwan. China has warned the United States against pursuing a trade deal with Taiwan after Washington signaled a possible resumption of economic talks with the self-ruled island. Zhao Lijian, spokesman for China's foreign ministry, urged Washington on Tuesday to stop any form of official exchanges with Taiwan, handle the Taiwan issue cautiously, and refrain from sending any wrong signals to Taiwan independence forces.
CNN report. Thailand begins mass COVID-19 vaccine rollout using shots made by royal-owned company. Thailand began its mass COVID vaccination program Monday, following criticism of delays and concerns over health authorities relying on AstraZeneca shots produced by a company owned by the country's king. The Southeast Asian nation is battling a third coronavirus wave with the highest number of daily cases and deaths reported since the start of the pandemic, raising public concerns of adequate access to vaccines.
Deutsche Welle report. Trojan Shield. Europol details massive organized crime sting. Europol held a press conference on Tuesday to praise the successes of Operation Trojan Shield that saw law enforcement agencies around the world work together to uncover organized criminal activities. Jean-Philippe Lecouf, Deputy Executive Director of Europol, said, "This law enforcement operation is exceptional by its global outcomes. The agencies involved carried out one of the largest and most sophisticated law enforcement operations to date in the fight against encrypted criminal activities," he added.
Fox report. Los Angeles mayoral candidate stop interrupted by woman with knife, reports. Authorities in Los Angeles arrested a woman Monday after they say she pulled out a knife just a few feet away from City Councilman Joe Buscaino, according to reports. The incident occurred after Buscaino, a mayoral candidate, spoke in Venice about the city's homelessness crisis. He had just urged a city crackdown on tents in parks, beaches and sidewalks. "Our city has devolved into a place where chaos is common. People tell me every day that they no longer feel safe in our city," Buscaino said. He finished his speech and was shaking hands when Nico Ruderman, a Venice resident, said he saw the woman standing behind Buscaino holding a knife.
Al Jazeera report. India's Sunil Chetri passes Lionel Messi in international goals. Indian football star Sunil Chetri has surpassed Lionel Messi in international goals, after scoring both goals in his country's 2-0 win over Bangladesh in Qatar's capital Doha. Chetri moved past Argentinian Messi's 72 goals when he opened the scoring in the 79th minute on Monday, in a qualifying match for the 2022 FIFA World Cup and 2023 AFC Asian Cup. The 36-year-old striker added a second in injury time, taking his total to 74 goals for India, who are already out of the race to qualify for the World Cup but can make it to the Asian Cup in China.
Fox report. AOC calls out Harris for her remarks on immigration, telling migrants, "Do not come." In a Twitter post, Ocasio-Cortez said coming to the U.S. border seeking asylum is a legal method of arrival. The Progressive Democrat also said the U.S. has contributed to destabilization in certain areas of Latin America and, we can't help set someone's house on fire and then blame them for fleeing. As previously reported by Fox News, Harris made comments appearing to clarify the administration's stance on immigration during a visit to Guatemala, where she said the U.
BBC report. China elephants, wandering herd take well-deserved rest. The herd was seen resting near a village in Ziyang Township after heavy rain slowed down its travels. The animals have been trekking the country for about 15 months in an extraordinary 500 kilometers, 300-mile, trip away from their natural habitat. Authorities are closely monitoring their migration as the elephants roam through fields, villages and cities. The local government has deployed 14 drones and some 500 people to keep the herd safe, close roads and try to steer the elephants to the southwest, CGTN reported.
BBC report. Srebrenica massacre. Verdict due in Mladic genocide appeal. He was jailed for life in 2017 for his part in the 1995 Srebrenica massacre, when about 8,000 Bosnian Muslim, Bosniak, men and boys were killed. At his appeal hearing in The Hague last August, prosecutors urged his conviction on a further genocide charge. Mladic denounced the tribunal, calling it a child of Western powers. His lawyers have argued he was far away from Srebrenica when the massacre happened.
Deutsche Welle report. U.S. Kamala Harris in Guatemala warns migrants, do not come. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris warned migrants, do not come to the United States, during a visit to Guatemala on Monday. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our borders. If you come to our border, you will be turned back, she said. The trip to the country and then to Mexico on Tuesday for bilateral talks marks her first foreign outing since she took office. Her visit, which is focusing on tackling the root causes of illegal migration, is set to signal a step change in immigration policy after the hardline approach taken by President Joe Biden's predecessor Donald Trump.
BBC report. 18 dead in India chemical plant fire. Some 37 workers were trapped inside the building when the blaze started around 3:45 local time, 10:15 GMT, on Monday. Fire engines rushed to the spot as smoke billowed from the compound. Firemen had to break walls on either side to rescue people. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined, officials told BBC Marathi. The factory belonged to SV Aqua Technologies, a company that makes chlorine dioxide products, which is typically used in water treatment.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. Senate report outlines security failures during Capitol breach. A Senate investigation of the January 6 riot and breach of the U.S. Capitol has uncovered broad government, military and law enforcement missteps ahead of the violent attack, including a breakdown within multiple intelligence agencies and a lack of training and preparation for Capitol police officers who were quickly overwhelmed by the rioters. The Senate report, released on Tuesday, is the first bipartisan review of how hundreds of Donald Trump supporters were able to violently breach security lines and break into the Capitol as legislators met to certify the election victory of Joe Biden.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. Recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.